Hi everyone, I'm Cary Ann from Little River English, and I am so excited that you're joining us today. So I just wanted to take a few moments to introduce myself and to introduce Little River English and just tell you who we are, what we do, and all of the things about us and how we hope to serve you in the marketplace. For more information, you can check us out at littleriverenglish.com. Or you can also visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/Little River English. So thank you again for joining us. So I wanted to get started just by sharing a little bit about me and about how I got into all of this. A lot of people, when I do events in person, people are very curious, about my educational background, my work experience. So I just wanted to talk about that for a brief minute, since that background does really make up the core of who I am as an educator and, is the driving force in what we're doing here at Little River. So I've actually done so many different things in the world of education. So trying to shortly summarize my experience is always a challenge. But here's just a little brief bit. So Little River English is actually a two-man show. It's myself and my husband, Stephen, but he tends to do more of the teaching side. He's great with kids, and I prefer to focus more on the writing and the creating, doing speaking events, training courses, that sort of thing. So he is a natural teacher, and I'm a natural teacher too, but I prefer teaching teachers as opposed to teaching kids. So how did I get into teaching? I've honestly kind of been in education in some way pretty much my entire life almost. I mean, when I was in primary school and my mom went back to work, she's a school counselor, actually retired now, and I can remember waiting for her to finish work, and I didn't have a lot to do. She was I was stuck there at the school waiting for her, so I would just go around the whole school, classroom to classroom, and just poke my head in and say, hey, do you need any help? And so they would have me do whatever little odd jobs they needed done. So the teachers would have me help decorate a bulletin board, or staple some papers together, or maybe pull staples out of papers, or just organize things, whatever they needed done that a kid was able to help with. And so that was really awesome. I loved doing that. I still just love hanging out and helping teachers. So even from a very early age in primary school, helping teachers was just such a big driving force for me. And then as far as my teaching experience, I actually, and people here find it very difficult to believe, because we live in China and typically you can't get a part-time job until you're in university. And so people here especially are always really surprised to hear that I actually started teaching when I was 13 years old, when I was in 8th grade. My middle school hired the 8th grade students to teach some of the 6th grade students one-to-one. So I was actually a math tutor, but it's really cool because that was my first paying job of any kind. I was paid by the school district to be a tutor, and so that was awesome. So I did that my 8th grade year, and then after that I kept tutoring on my own, not as part of the school district, but it was really helpful. Big shout out to my mom in hindsight. She was great. Since she was the school counselor, she was able to help a lot with, making sure that my name got put on the list of available tutors and everything. So that was super helpful. And so it was really great. So I went from, $6 an hour paid by the school to, by the time I finished high school, I was charging $25 an hour, which is really awesome money for a high schooler. So it was a great way to get started teaching. And so I did that all the way up through until I finished college. And then very shortly after I finished college, Stephen and I got married, and we decided to move overseas. So we actually moved to South Korea so that I could work as an English teacher there. And that was really interesting. My first job there was kind of so-so. It wasn't really what I was cut out for. And so I only actually stayed in that job for about 6 months. But my second job in Korea, I loved it. I excelled at it. I became the head foreign teacher, and I was in charge of helping create all the curriculum. So that was really where my curriculum design background came in. And so that was super cool. I absolutely loved the curriculum design. Definitely not a kindergarten teacher. I can be, but I do not want to do that one full time again. But it was fun while we were there. And so finally, I really wanted to teach university. So we went ahead and we moved from Korea to China. And so we had planned again to stay maybe like 2 years in China, but honestly, my career took off. We got Little River English going, and so we're still here. Not sure how many more years we'll be here. I think we're hoping to move on sometime soon, but we've been here 6.5 years, and it's definitely home for now. So yeah, we enjoy it a lot. And so like I say, my real job is I'm a university educator, and I work at a great teachers college, so that's really awesome. Gives me a lot of resources, a lot of good opportunities to do some of my teacher training. So that's really great. And as far as my educational background, actually my bachelor's degree, totally different field. But after I came overseas and I fell in love with definitely doing the English side of things, I went ahead and I got my master's of education in teaching English. And I'm currently back in school working on my Doctor of Education in Curriculum and Instruction so that I can further my curriculum design skills in the future and hopefully continue to teach at the university level in any country. So yeah. As far as Little River English goes, we really didn't plan to create the company the way it is today. Like, our original goal was just, let's make some extra money teaching primary school students. So we were just a small, self-owned English training school here in Hangzhou, and we had a good time with it. But one of the frustrations is there are not a lot of great English textbooks for English language learners. So for our, EFL students, it's really can be a struggle to find resources. And so I started going back to some of the things I'd been doing in Korea, with designing my own curriculum, designing my own lesson plans. I was used to that at the university level. That's very normal here, but I hadn't done it for children in many, many years. And so that was kind of the stepping stone that kind of catapulted us to where we are now with doing so much teacher training and curriculum design for other schools. One of the big things, though, I was super disappointed in is phonics books. So many schools here, they love to use like Oxford Phonics World or things like that. The Wonders series from America is very popular. And those are great books, but they weren't really written with EFL learners in mind. They were written more for native English speakers. And so a lot of these schools trying to use them, it's a struggle because they are going to have a lot more vocabulary. There's going to be a lot more sight words, just a lot of issues. So I've actually I have written my own set of phonics books, but they're not published yet. Hopefully all of this new media and content we're creating will give me sort of an accountability group to get that finished. We've been teaching with them for a couple years, but only just with our school personally because we don't have a teacher's guide or the audio recordings finished. So hopefully I'll get those finished soon, but it's a project I'm very excited about, loved working on. But yeah, so as Little River started growing, I started getting a lot of requests from some of my friends at other local training schools, could you come and could you train our teachers? could you help us? We'd like, to have a better curriculum plan or better training or just anything. And so that's been my absolute favorite thing, is to help these other schools, these other teachers, to really just, take all of their resources, take their curriculum, take their skills, just take it up a notch and be even more amazing. And so that is what we're hoping to do now is, I've been doing it here in China, but honestly, Little River English, our slogan is education around the world. So that's my goal. I want to not just be doing this here locally in China. I want this to be something that I can share with teachers from any country, whether they are EFL teachers, whether they're English teachers, math teachers, whatever they're teaching, and for any level. We do focus a lot, of course, on children's resources, since that's what we use a lot in person, but since I'm also a university teacher, we'll also focus on other levels. And I have a passion for a lot of different subjects, so we don't exclusively focus on English. In fact, one of our most popular resources is actually a social studies set. So yeah. So where we are today as a company, mostly the big thing I've been focusing on recently has been the teacher training courses. I do those for teachers from all across our province. And sometimes I travel to other cities for some teacher training. And so I absolutely love coaching. I love training. So we're hoping to build up not just here in Hangzhou or Zhejiang. We're also hoping to build that up more internationally, maybe be able to do some online coaching, either one-to-one or through some courses. So we're really hoping that people will be interested in that, because I absolutely love helping teachers more than anything else that I do as an educator. And so I just want to take this passion for helping people and to keep using it to help even more people. And so keep designing curriculum, keep selling resources, keep giving great freebie resources to help. So yeah, that's where we are today with Little River. And the last thing I just wanted to share is a little bit about my family. I've mentioned Stephen a couple times, so I feel like I'd be a bit remiss if I didn't talk about him a bit more. He is definitely my better half. He's my best friend. He's my number one sounding board. He's the love of my life. He's my confidant. He is just awesome. He is a huge, huge part of Little River, even if most of it is often behind the scenes. He's awesome. And like I say, he's a great teacher. He's the oldest of 6 kids, so he has a great, in-home training growing up with trying to teach and trying to, lead children. And so it's been really good partnership for us. And we also have 2 kids of our own. So you might see them from time to time, either in pictures on the blog or maybe in some of our tutorial videos, or possibly, some phonics videos or things like that. So currently, at the time of this recording, we have an 8-year-old daughter, and her name is Brooke, and she's from South Korea. She's born there. And then Thor is our son, and he was born here. He's from China. Well, born in China. And so he's 3 years old. And so, yeah, so you might see them from time to time in some of the videos or some of the blog posts. So just, yeah, in case you ever hear us mention Brooke or Thor, that's who they are. And so, yeah, so I just wanted to conclude by just sharing, our hopes for what we're going to be doing here with these vlogs, these tutorials, our website, and everything. So the main thing is we just want to reach even more teachers. We want to help more people. We want to serve more people. And I mean, obviously it'd be great if I could, work face-to-face, one-to-one with everybody. That would be ideal. I love being able to be right there working alongside someone. It's amazing. But of course that limits me severely, because I'm in one city most of the time. So by reaching out here and establishing a better web presence, I think it'll be a lot better for reaching our goals and truly making Little River work on education around the world. So anyways, so thanks again. Thanks so much for joining us. Like I say, we would love if you would subscribe to our newsletter. We'll be posting weekly articles, tips, tutorials, and resources. And my goal is to just, help us to create a good community where we can help each other and encourage each other, motivate each other, and just be the best teachers that we can be. So anyway, it'd be great, leave me a comment, say hi, or you can shoot me an email, littleriverenglish@outlook.com. Please, again, check out our website, littleriverenglish.com. I'll put a link in the video and in the notes below. And so, yeah, it would be really great if you guys would give us some feedback. Let us know what kinds of resources, what kinds of articles would be most helpful to you in your career. And we would be more than happy to help out in any way possible. So please, please feel free to reach out to us and, of course, to like, comment, and subscribe. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys next week.